Hey everyone, I wanted to make a video today to show you how I look at the market, and even after the fact, how I'm following the chart and seeing how the market evolves, which is a really important thing to go over, and that's what I want to go over with you today. So let's take a look at the chart now. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm DD Trader, as you know from my videos before. And before we get into it, I just want to introduce you to my free trading course. It's helpwithtrading.com. It's free right now for all my subscribers. We have a number of new subscribers registered to the course. After every video, we're beyond 400 at this point, which is really exciting. We're building this community, which is my goal. I want to take a lot of entrepreneurs, and we're all home after COVID, working from home, and there's really an opportunity here in the market. It's not that hard. And I'm seeing that a lot of these traders online and gurus are teaching things that not necessarily are the most important part of being a successful trader. It's really about, having a trader's mindset, having the proper risk management. And what I want to show you today is how the market just evolves. And there's no the perfect strategy that never loses. That's a total bunch of BS. And you need to really be smart to trade, and you need to notice when market structure is changing and get in at the right points based on that market structure evolving. And you need to constantly be up to date, right? If you want to make big money in the market, the only way to make big money is to follow the smart money and to be smart. So I want to show you how I'm looking at a chart today, and I didn't make these trades or anything, but I'm just this is the study that's necessary to become a successful trader, just the way that I'm seeing it. So we're starting now on this, the pound Aussie dollar on the daily chart. So I'm noticing that over the past 6 days or so, the market has been going down every day. So on the daily, there's nothing to do. If you trade the daily, there hasn't been really pullbacks, and you're just going to wait for it to pull back. Now, why did it go down? So first of all, I'm just noticing that, we broke support after this head and shoulders pattern. So that's just something to look out for, right? We see this major reversal pattern, and that was so strong that it broke through this support and has not stopped going down. So that's just something I want to point out as well. Another thing that I'm going to want to look after it breaks this support is where is the next huge daily support. Now, I'm seeing this, these lows over here, and so I would want to mark that off on the daily, which is interesting because it's around 186. So, it's not exact, it's a zone, but that's a really round number, and obviously a number that's very important for the daily. So let's go down into the 4 hours and see what else we could see. In the 4 hours, first of all, do we see any other zones that we could mark off? So here is maybe a low as well, so we could mark that off too. I have something where I do a 4 hour zone in a different color, so we could keep that in mind as well too. So now that we're in the 4 hour, we're seeing it's not exactly just one line down. There are pullbacks and ways to get in, and as we broke through this daily zone that we did about 6 days ago, there's a possibility of getting in. So let's look at the 4 hours and see if there were any opportunities over here. Now, it broke through. It's possible to even say that that wasn't a real breakthrough because it's just one candle. So it broke through, went back up on the next candle, but then broke through again. So it depends on your risk appetite. You might say, that's enough for me, DD. It broke through, we had the one pullback with the bullish 4 hour candle, and then we broke through again. So maybe, it's possible after we broke through again over here, you want to cover on top of here, that's 61 pips, and we'll go to the next 4 hour support. I can't argue with that. That's a 1.73 to 1 risk to reward ratio, and that's definitely an opportunity right there. Okay? You might want to say, this is not a breakthrough to me. I'm waiting for a real breakthrough. And that wasn't it. So we'll wait for this, and then we'll wait for the pullback back to the daily support and keep on going down. Now, the problem is you might say that this is going to get in the way, this 4 hour support, but maybe it's not. So this is called an evening pattern. and where you have the bulls and then a doji candle followed by the bearish candle. So that could definitely be a pattern to get in, and maybe you want to get in after that, cover maybe over here, 70 pips, maybe over here, that would be a lot. Depending, you probably want to go to a lower time frame and get in over there. But you see, till the next daily support, you know, you also have the 1.74 to 1 risk to reward ratio. So that's a possibility as well. And again, this is only trading from the 4 hours, which I don't do. Now let's go down to the 1 hour and see how it pans out and looks. You could see that there's probably more opportunities as you go to the lower time frames if you're consistent with trading off these bigger time frame support and resistance, like we're trading off this daily support and resistance, but we could trade in the lower time frames, then we'll find ourselves more opportunities. So here again is that same daily support that we broke, and still even on the 1 hour chart, it's possible to say that this is not a full breakout, like it's one candle that broke through and immediately went up. But maybe after that point when it went down would be enough. So you would make somewhat of a trend line over here, as we see, and then maybe you would say, like, as it breaks that trend line, I'm gonna get in. Or maybe you're gonna wait even more. It broke the trend line, then went back up and then had a second break. So maybe at this point, you'd wanna get in, and you would only cover, let's say up to here, which is a 33 pip trade, and then you have, you know, a lot of room to work with. That's a possibility. Or maybe you're going to say, maybe you missed it and you weren't able to get in, and you wait for this point because there's a certain double top over here. First of all, we have that one break all the way down to here to the 4 hour support. And then the second break, which is made a double top, and you go down over here, and that's a really nice trade and another possibility. So you might want to get in, you know, somewhat over here with this, I don't know, you're going to protect it on 64 pips, not sure that's going to work, but there's definitely an opportunity to get in. So maybe you're going to wait till it comes down a little bit more, whatever it is. Maybe you're not going to want to protect it all the way. You have to know that everybody has their way of seeing the market, you know? So maybe this is your trade that you're looking for. You making that trend line, and you know, once it breaks that trend line, you're going to want to get in. That's another opportunity. Or maybe you're only going to want to get in after this bearish candle. Another opportunity. So what we're doing over here is we're not saying that there's one way to trade the market. We're looking and we're seeing, how did the market present itself over here? We saw that there was the break and then the pullback. So you see that there's numerous opportunities over here to get in. Now, if you weren't trading at that time or something, and then it came down all the way to this 4 hour support and pulled up and then came back down and pulled up again, now you see that there is this, you know, bearish wick over here, which is kind of like another little double top, because you have the one pullback and then the second pullback. So that's kind of like a double top over there with that bearish wick. You know, that's something I teach in my course, of those double tops with the wicks. So that's an opportunity as well. Maybe you're going to want to say, you know, I'm not going to trade right into this 4 hour support. I'm going to wait for it to break. So what are you going to do over there? You're going to, you know, look for an opportunity to get in. So you saw already the first pullback. You saw already the second pullback. Maybe it's enough for you to have that wicked candle followed by the bearish engulfing candle, even if you're going to trade right at this support, and you're going to cover, you know, somewhat right above that bearish candle and go to the next daily support. That's a 1.5 to 1. That's not a bad opportunity. Another opportunity would be to say, you know, I'm going to look for kind of to break these lows. So it breaks the lows with just barely with that bullish candle, and then kind of like comes up and retests this 4 hour support and breaks again. So depending on your risk appetite, you might get in right on the break, you might get in right after the candle, cover right above this high, and you again have another opportunity to get in. Maybe this is like a 1 to 1, or, you know, depending on how you get in. Now, again, if you go down even more in the 15-minute chart, there might be more opportunities present. So here we are again at this daily support that we were there before. And now we see, you know, the possibility of more opportunities. So it looks a little bit better. You know, maybe this was that original break that we said wasn't a break, but on the 15-minute chart, it looks a little bit more like a break. And here's a retest and another try, but probably would have gotten stopped out over there because it went back up, right? But then I made this kind of like trend line with an opportunity to get in short. And you're seeing how the market is just like getting smaller and smaller, going towards the trend line. And then you might have an opportunity to get in, you know, over here. As we break through the trend line, maybe then after that line, maybe then after this break and then retest and then more down, you know, depending what your risk appetite is as far as like where you want to protect it from. You know, some people might say that this is enough of a break and they're going to want to just cover right there. And, you know, we have all the way down to the 4-hour support. That's a nice trade, right? 3.72. Some others might say that, you know, this is the break and I'm going to want to cover either here or maybe even here and go only till there for a 2-to-1. That's an opportunity as well. Then after it broke through here, it kind of retested again. Again, we saw that on the daily, it was just like 6 bearish candles. So the market has been going down for 6 days in a row. But as we go lower on the time frames, we're noticing a lot more opportunities. So again, this was just, you know, on the daily and the 4 hours, this was kind of like just the break and the retest. This was the break, and this was like the retest, and this was the real break. And it could be that, you know, that was the opportunity to get in right after all these, you know, bearish wicks followed by the bearish engulfing candle. You want to protect over here, maybe like 40 pips. And, you know, you got a lot of room till the next 4-hour support. So that's another opportunity. Maybe that wasn't the candle, or maybe you missed it. And then it kind of like retested and printed this long bearish engulfing candle. And maybe that would be your trade. So you'd get in right out over here and protect right above that candle or something, and also go to the next support. These are all opportunities. Then as we go lower, we got to this 4-hour support and we saw that there was a rejection and then the second rejection. Look at that bearish wick, and the market again is getting, you know, compressed down to this trend line. And depending how you trade, you have an opportunity to get in short, maybe over here, or maybe after it fakes and then has this wick, and maybe after this one you want to go down. A lot of opportunities to get in. So that's what I want to show you guys. Like, this is what I do. Like, I'll go back after 6 days of bearish price movement, and I'll take a look at the chart and I'll see, like, what are my opportunities? What presented itself? So first of all, I'm getting very comfortable with the pair itself, which is important. And second of all, it gives me like the opportunity to evolve as a trader. Like, I can't just get stuck in, you know, I'm constantly looking for the break and retest and everything has to be exactly as I said. Like, when we're noticing that it's, you know, breaking off these daily support and resistances, and, you know, it's retesting nicely, or that these trend lines are really working and then they're breaking them and then retesting there, or it's making the double tops, or as we noticed, the, you know, head and shoulders. These are all things you just want to keep in mind. Keep your mind fresh, ready to evolve as the market's evolving. Because if we're just stuck in our same thoughts, like the market's going down and I know it's going down and I'm just going to trade. Okay, it is going down, but where do you get in and where are your best opportunities? So even retroactively to go over and look over it, it just keeps you in the zone. It keeps you fresh, keeps you thinking. It shows you that you're seeing the most recent patterns. It's like backtesting without the backtesting itself, but just kind of just observing and identification. And that's going to keep you fresh on your feet so that you could work with your strategy. These are the strategies that I use, these double tops and the breaks and retests, you know, off these zones for sure. But like, you're seeing how it's happening over the past week, and that's going to keep you fresh. So it's something I really recommend. This is the best strategy. The best strategy is to go back, check out how it's been happening, and keep fresh in your mind and see the different opportunities. What is your risk appetite? Do you like to get in with a very small stop loss? Or do you like to get in and really be comfortable that it really broke, you know, the zone before you get in? This is what's up to you. I can't tell you how to trade. You need to learn what you're comfortable with. Are you comfortable on the 1 hour? Are you comfortable on the 15 minute? Are you comfortable on the 5 minute? That's going to be up to you. But you need to get in this regular pattern of seeing the patterns and understanding how to trade. So if you need more help, definitely check out helpwithtrading.com. You guys could tweet me your trades as well for my market analysis at helpwithtrading. And I'm here for you guys, and I'm going to continue putting out this type of content. So if it's important to you, then definitely like this video, subscribe to the channel with a notification bell so we can see you at the next one. DD out.